How to manage and organize MCP servers. This video walks you through the process of handling your MCP servers with ease. We are going to manage MCP servers in just 5 simple steps. So, to do this, let's start with the first step, which is navigating to the MCP servers page. We're starting off on the dashboard, which is currently empty since we haven't set up any servers or tests yet. To head over to the MCP servers page, click on MCP servers in the top navigation bar or on the left sidebar. We're now on the MCP servers page. Let's move on to reviewing the import and connect options to see the different ways we can bring servers into our workspace. To see what's available for bringing servers in, take a look at the import button in the top right. Click import to reveal the dropdown, which gives you options like Claude Desktop Config and MCP Marketplace. Then, open up the Add Connection button to check out the manual setup modal. Inside the modal, click the Transport and URL dropdown to see the supported connection types. Once you've had a look, close the modal using the X button since we'll explore importing first. Now that we've reviewed the available import options and the Add Connection flow, let's move on to testing the Claude Desktop Config upload, which lets us import existing MCP server configurations directly from a JSON file. To test out the config upload, hit Import again and pick Claude Desktop Config from the dropdown. Once the import modal opens, drag and drop your JSON file into the upload area to let the system parse your existing server configurations. You'll see a list of detected servers where you can toggle each one on or off to choose what gets imported. For now, just hit cancel to close out since we're only exploring the flow. The upload option is now clear to us. Let's go to the next step, which is pasting and parsing JSON configuration, where we'll directly paste our server configuration instead of uploading a file. To import servers using raw configuration, reopen the Import Claude Desktop Config modal and switch to the Paste JSON tab. Drop your Claude Desktop config.json content straight into the text area. This is handy when you already have your server configuration copied and don't need a file. Hit parse and continue and you'll see the platform detect and list out all the servers found in your configuration. The JSON configuration has been parsed successfully. Let's move on to selecting and importing servers, where we'll choose which servers from the config we want to bring into our workspace. From the parse list, pick the servers you actually want to bring in this case, the Flights and Airbnb MCP servers. Hit the import button to pull both servers in, and once it wraps up, click Done to close the dialog. You'll land back on the MCP servers page where both imported servers now show up ready for the next step. The servers have been successfully imported into your workspace. Let's go to the next step, which is to create a manual server connection for cases where you need to add a server that isn't part of an existing config file. To create a manual server connection, hit the Add Connection button and fill out the form with the server name and URL for your Weather MCP server. Once the details are in, click Test to verify things work. You'll see the test activity panel kick in, walking through each step as it contacts the server. Once the test looks good, go ahead and click Add Connection to save it to your workspace. The manual server connection has been created successfully. Let's move on to connecting imported servers to activate the servers we brought in earlier. With the weather server now in the list, let's bring the others online. Flip the connect toggles for both the Flights and Airbnb servers to start the connection. Within seconds, you'll see the status for both servers switch over to connected, meaning they're ready to go. Both servers are now connected and active in your workspace. Let's move on to reviewing server logs, where you can inspect connection activity to verify everything is running smoothly. To review what's happening behind the scenes, click the ellipsis menu next to the Airbnb server and select Logs to open the log panel. Once you've checked the connection details, close the panel to head back. You can do the same for the Flight server, just open its logs to confirm everything is running smoothly, then close it out. Give the Weather server the same treatment by pulling up its logs to verify its status before closing the panel. The logs confirm the connection is running smoothly. Let's move on to editing and retesting connections to update the server details and verify everything still works. To edit a connection, open the ellipsis menu next to your server and choose Edit. You can review the settings here and hit Cancel if no changes are needed. Reopen the edit modal whenever you want to rerun a test on the connection. Once you've verified everything looks good, simply close the modal. The connection has been edited and retested successfully. Let's move on to toggling connection status to enable or disable servers without removing them from your workspace. To quickly take servers offline without removing them, just flip the toggles in the connect column for the Airbnb and flight servers. You'll see their status switch over to disconnected right away. The connection status has been updated successfully. Let's move on to selecting servers for export, where we'll choose which server configurations to include in our export file. To select the servers for export, tick the master checkbox in the table header to grab all 3 connections at once, then hit the export button and choose Claude Desktop Config as your format. The servers are now selected for export. Let's move on to configuring and finalizing the export, where we'll review the JSON preview and save the config file to our system. Inside the export modal, you can fine-tune your selection by toggling individual servers on or off to include only the ones you need. Take a moment to review the auto-generated file name and check the JSON preview to make sure everything looks right, then hit the export button to download your config. Your system's save dialog will pop up so you can choose where to store the file. If you change your mind, just cancel out and close the export modal to head back. And that's it. You're back on the MCP servers page with full control over your connections. And that wraps up the export setup. You now know how to manage your MCP servers from start to finish. Give it a try on your own setup and see how it fits into your workflow.